Still to come, do you struggle to sleep at night? The answer may lie in the hands of your other half. Find out more in a moment, that lonely little bed sitting there. It's competition time first, and remember, you've only got until tomorrow if you want to win a brand new camper van and £30,000 in cash. Jeff has all you need to know.
Just making a cup of tea. Do you want one sugar or two? Because I can make one in this camper van. This camper van could be yours. It's worth over £80,000, but you've only got till tomorrow to get your entry in. It's not just this that we're giving away, though. You can also win £30,000 in tax-free cash. If you owned a camper van, where would you go with it?
I'd take the camper van up to North Wales, put a few bikes in the back, you know, grab a few mates and, yeah, have a good time.
That's exactly what I do with it. That's a great shout. And if you had £30,000 in the bank, what would you spend it on?
I'd treat the lifeguards team to a holiday.
You've got to get your entry in. Lines close tomorrow at 3 p.m. So for the camper van and the cash, here's how you win it.
For your chance to win, text price to 65557. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website. Entries cost £2. Call 09068 78 557. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to CD23 PO Box 7558 Derby DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines closed tomorrow at 3 p.m. And we'll be calling the winner live during Good Morning Britain, Lorraine This Morning or Loose Women after all entry routes have closed. Good luck.
Now, what's your name and where'd you come from? We could be hearing that iconic line all... It wasn't bad. All over again, sadly not from Ursula, though. Yes, Blind Date is rumoured to be returning with either Holly, Davina or Claudia at the helm. To be honest, Kelly, I think you should be in there as a potential lineup. And
yeah,
Judy Love.
and I'll
I'm available.
Definitely.
My greatest asset, my availability.
No offence, Frankie.
Don't worry about it.
Can a blind date ever really work? Do people still have blind dates? I don't know.
Well, I suppose isn't that what the apps are? It's all blind now.
No, because they chat beforehand.
Where'd you see
I was
them?
on a holiday last week. What app? Tinder. No, she said.
No, but you turn up and you don't know them.
Yeah, but that's not a blind. I thought it was that you didn't even know what they look like.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, right,
I was having dinner last week and there was a couple next to us. It was my husband's 40th, and they were clearly on a date and had never met before.
Oh no,
And
cringe.
I know it was so cringe.
Fascinating
He
to
looked
watch, though.
super wealthy. She was gorgeous. Jeremy was just like, he was supposed to be looking at me. He was just like that. And I was like that. We were both so invested in this couple because obviously we've been like together 10 years. We don't even talk anymore. We just sit and just eat. And he was like, oh, you know, I write poetry and da-da. And she was like, oh my... And she was like, you know, feigning
Lapping it
interest.
up.
And she's like... And he's like handing the phone over and she's reading the poetry. I was just like, oh, God, it was so cringe.
Yeah.
But I just thought... I was just so invested in it.
And
It
it
was
did
so-
it just make you so glad that you were like in a marriage and you were just like...
that you haven't got to make that effort.
You haven't got to make that kind of
No, I
effort.
know. It is quite hard work, isn't it?
I did have a blind date once. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. Well, I mean, apart from anything else, I was much taller than him and bigger than him, so I felt like the Incredible Hulk for a start. That was rubbish. And then he took me for a roast beef Sunday dinner.
A roast beef?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I know it was like this pub and everybody was like 300. And at that
love a
time I was
roast.
young. Do you love a roast?
Carvery.
And then he said, we're going for a walk in an arboretum.
What's that?
I like that.
Places where trees are.
I would like that.
It was a forest, yeah.
I think you should have gone for a walk first so you didn't have the pressure of just looking at each other.
Right.
The only one and only blind date I've ever been on was one of the worst experiences ever. He was revolting. We had... No, as a person, he was good looking, he was all
right,
that.
OK,
He was
looked
a
good.
revolting person. And we'd had one glass of wine and then he said... More wine, garçon. More wine, garçon, he said.
Oh,
garçon,
no!
More wine, yeah. I think he must have seen it in a film or something. And in those days, we didn't have the word ick, but something horrible happened to my whole body. And I just was like... But then he just talked non-stop about himself, showing off about this, showing off about that. And then, weirdly, just a single tear just rolled down my face. It was the only time he noticed anything about me. He went, are you crying? And I went, yeah. Tears of boredom.
You did not! Oh!
I never really been on dates. I wasn't really that experienced. I was
He
quite...
probably never went on another one after that.
He was so
God.
egotistical.
At least I walked around the Arboretum place where trees are. Just quickly, what was your first date with Jezza then?
Okay, first date with Jezza. I'm not really one of those kind of romantic, kind of intense date people. No, no.
Oh.
So we just went for a lovely walk around Borough Market. We went for a little glass of champagne in like a department store and had a walk around the shops. And then in the evening, I organised a big like dinner with like loads of friends. There was loads of music playing. So it wasn't like intense. It was just more like cute and casual.
I thought you went to a spa.
And then we went back to the hotel.
Oh, right, okay.
I
right,
said, should we
okay.
go for a little sauna and a swim?
You did it on the first date?
Yes,
I'd be
then
too
I got to
embarrassed.
see it all in flesh, in real life, and it was just magnificent.
I wouldn't be able to do
was
that on the
just,
first date. I'd be worried
honestly,
about them seeing my body. But
yeah.
you're a goddess, that's why.
No, I was just so invested in. I don't really care about me. I'm so obsessed with him.
I loved it. It was magnificent.
Because I just called him before the show and I was just like, oh, what are you up to? And I said, oh, I'm going to talk about our date and, you know, where we went to Borough Market. He went, no, you took me to the spa so you could check out my body. And I went, I completely forgot. I did do that. I
I suppose you didn't do that first, so you didn't waste the whole day
Yeah.
if it wasn't up.
Do you know what? I would have done if it was appropriate, but I can't be that obvious.
Well, do you like falling asleep in Jezza's arms? Because apparently a study this week confirmed that cuddling in bed is good for us. Couples who fall asleep while touching have a less disturbed sleep and also feel closer to each other
Really?
emotionally.
And it brings your blood pressure down, apparently.
So, Frankie.
Okay, I'll show you, because I know you're all obsessed
Oh,
with
right, we're gonna
you're
get a
obsessed
demo.
with my sleeping
Fantastic.
situation at home, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Do you want me to,
Right.
do you want me to
Wayne,
be
yeah.
a body double for Wade?
Right,
You
you-
do it, Kelly.
I'm Wayne.
You can be Wayne.
Kelly's being
You've got,
Kelly's
you've got to
Wayne.
go for that side because this is
Is he
my
always
side.
injured because of the football and
He
stuff?
actually is.
Yes, he's all the back. Oh,
She has got an injury.
thank you.
So you get on that side.
Oh, where's
Right.
my phone? hang on, where's my phone?
Oh, yeah, he is normally on it.
All right,
Yeah.
you want
Give
the
me
phone?
a phone.
Right, there
Give
you
me
go.
a phone. I've got
Yeah.
to check the sport.
He's on his
It's
phone.
Ross this week.
You lay there,
It's the tennis.
and then this is a child right
Oh,
here.
that's a human
A
shield.
human up there.
He's like
and
this.
then I'm here. And then there's normally another child here. And then normally, if he dares to breathe my way or face my way, he gets a shove. So there is no snuggling in my
All right,
house.
okay, you're Jeremy.
Okay, what do I need to do? Oh my
You
God, this
go-
is an
I've got my
insight.
abs.
You go on that side because he can't breathe out of one nostril. You've got to go on that side,
This
otherwise
way.
he can't breathe.
Okay.
He cuddles a pillow.
Okay.
And remember,
he puts
Frankie,
that
you're
between his
magnificent.
legs.
I'm
Also,
mag-
fix your bum then. And then I
magnificent.
snuggle like this.
Okay, well,
and then
this is
Teddy's
nice.
at the end of the bed.
Okay.
And
Who
then,
is?
and
Who
then
is?
the minute, so we all have a cuddle like this.
Okay.
And then the minute Teddy gets down, that means it's like night time. And then he
Okay.
goes that way and I'll go that way.
Not run your hands over his magnificent body
Not
first.
anymore.
No.
We've been married too long. And we sleep like that.
I
back
love
to
that
back.
Teddy is the one that tells you
Yeah.
when it's time
He
to go to
tells us
bed.
when to go to bed, yeah.
Okay. And does he?
So
does,
this
It's quite hot now.
This is me. I keep
Okay.
all private parts to the wall
Okay. Okay.
because I'm so irresistible.
Are you magnificent as well?
I'm magnificent.
Yeah.
So this is a clear thing that we're going to sleep.
Okay.
So then he does this.
Does he do this?
And then
or
he
this?
does that, and
Yeah.
then he does that, and then I do that. Yeah, and then I put my
Seriously?
massive headphones on, massive.
But you snore like a train.
Yeah, so I put my massive headphones on like that, or I put my plug-ins with the wire, and he said, "You've got to stop doing this now," because sometimes it's wrapped while it's wrapped. He goes, "Now I'm going to get done for murder." So then we're like that just for a few minutes.
Am I trying to sleep still with my hands
you're
on your
then,
boobs?
just to show willing, we sit
Yeah.
there for a bit, and then I go.
Okay.
Like that.
And then
And he goes like that, and then I go,
Roxy.
and then I go.
Wow.
And then you go back.
Well, everybody, as you know, I sleep naked. Well, I got him going. That's it for today. And this week, sadly, as we're off tomorrow for the racing, we've got a great lineup next week, though, including Cheshire housewife Tanya Bardsley, Atomic Kittens Liz shares a very personal health story, plus Cy King and Alison Hammond are here too. We will see you Monday. Have a great weekend.